Hello, everyone. My name is Robert White. Um, I am doing this tutorial for myself and to inspire other people that are like me out there in the world. Um, I know there's a lot of motivational speakers out there, but this personally is from me to you. Um, and to take a quote from one of my most favorite motivational speakers, David Goggins, stay hard. And this is the beginning of me staying hard. And some point as during these tutorials, I'm gonna be sounding like I'm talking about myself a lot or repeating myself. I have a learning disability. I did not get a normal high school diploma. It's very hard for me to learn. It takes time for me to learn. I'm not like a normal person. And I mean, I have no regrets on that. But knowledge is power. And knowledge is strength. And if I can get more of that, that would be better. Let me start out by saying, I'm sorry if you feel that I'm not speaking right or taking too long to talk, but that's the way I was educated.
Fed alarm room 25, fed alarm room 25.
I grew up most of my life in Rhinebeck, New York. My father, Raymond Wyatt, and Doris Fallon Wyatt raised me, as well as my 8 sisters and my 2 brothers. And it's to be the youngest male child in the house. Yes, I was spoiled. I got anything I wanted. My father worked his ass off. My mother basically stayed home to take care of the kids. My mother was a sick woman. And basically my brothers and my sisters took care of me. Basically, the one that took care of me a lot was my sister, Holly. She basically raised me. And it feels like I didn't have a normal family, but who has? What is normal? Does anybody know? All families are a problem. Everybody has a fucked up life. You just got to decide on how fucked up your life is. And what do you got to do to rectify that? I'm going to be 42 years old on September 7th. And all my life, I've always been picked on. And, lots of times I just shrug it up, but lots of times I held that in. I held it in a lot. And it's not good to hold things in, especially that. let's just say I have a short fuse. Alright. It's it gets to me. I don't fight. I try not to fight. But if I have to, I will defend myself or my family. And it's the hardship of it that really, how we say, counts on certain things. And being 42 years old, I have no job. I am basically disabled. I have tibia torsion in my legs. When I was 19 and senior, I tried to register in the Marine Corps. And the man told me, he says, there's no way that you can go in the Marine Corps. He says, first thing, he says, you're overweight. And he goes, and you're medical. He says, there ain't no way the Marine's gonna take you. So that was a big disappointment for me. So I went to a vocational school, BOCES, and I learned auto mechanic, auto engineering, and many other trades. And I was happy with that, you know. So I started out, I had jobs as an auto mechanic, body man, stuff like that. And I also was in plumbing and heating. I did carpentry for a short time. But most of the time, I really didn't do anything. I did used to ride my bike a lot. I was big in bike riding. Until I got sicker, and I stopped riding my bike. My dad started getting older, and my mother was bedridden, and basically our family had to take care of my father and my mother. I think my mother died in 2005, and my father got very depressed, so we basically were living, I was living with my father. And I was helping taking care of him. And I didn't have no time for myself. I didn't go out to parties, didn't go out to bars or anything like that, didn't go out to dates. I basically stayed home to take care of my dad, which was a very good man. God rest his soul. And I miss him. He was a big inspiration for me. And he taught me a lot. Not only a lot about humanity, but some stuff about myself. He says, never give up. He came to me, he said, son, I was depressed one day. Came out, sat in a chair next to him. He said, what's the matter? I said, I'm just down today. He said, son, he says, did you wake up this morning? I said, yes, sir. He says, are you cold? I said, no. I said, are you hungry? He goes, I said, no, sir. He said, then you should be happy. He says, there's a lot of people out there that don't have what you have. And that made me think. I said, you know what? He said, I go, you're right, Pop. I said, you're absolutely right. So, I finished out the day in a good mood, Did what I had to do, mowed the lawn. Me and my sister Jennifer lived with us, and my brother Raymond Jr. And we basically took care of my dad 90% of the time. No regrets. My dad took care of us financially. Okay, I'm not saying that we're mooching off of him, but sometimes I felt that it was. There could have been more that we could have done, but we didn't. But anyways, my father died 3 years ago. No, 4 years ago. And when my father died, that's when the shit hit the fan. And I said to myself, oh man, we're fucked. I'm fucked. What am I going to do? I have nothing. I have nobody. Me and my sister, and my brother had just the clothes on our backs. A little bit of stuff that we were allowed to get out of the house before the landlord took everything else. I mean, took everything. TVs, you name it, anything he took it. And I told my sister, I said, what are we going to do? I had some money. And I didn't have a lot. So we came downstate to where my father was. And he was going to be buried and stuff. And I said, we got to find somewhere to sleep. I tried to get a hotel room. I didn't have enough. So the first night we slept in the car, my brother Michael took my older brother Raymond. And me and my sister slept in the car with the dogs. We had 3 dogs at the time. And basically we just slept in the car for a couple nights until Monday morning. Me and my sister went to DSS to see if we can get some help. And of course they helped us. They got us a hotel room where we could stay for a while. They helped us get some food, so on. So that was that. Then all of a sudden I got very sick. My diabetes kicked in full time. My pancreas died, dead. I have the things with my legs. I have problems with my legs. I just was a very sick person. I've been flipping in and out of rehabs and nursing homes for the last 3 years. And I finally, 2 years ago, my sister took me in. My sister Holly and her husband. And I was living with them. And I still dependent on somebody. I wasn't fully dependent on myself. And I got sick still, went in the hospital, and I went to rehab again. And in rehab, I had a therapist. His name was Jason. I think he was one of the best therapists I've ever had. And he actually started me on the motivation, you know. So I said to myself, I said, you know what? He's right. Why do I have to think about what other people think about me? I said, I got to kick my ass in high gear. I said, I'm 42 years old. If I stay this way, I'm not going to last another 2 years. I'll be dead in 2. Maybe even 1. I want to live. I want to do stuff.
Johanna to the back alcove, please.
You know?
Johanna to the back alcove.
And for a little inspiration, my sister and my brother-in-law said, my sister Holly goes on a cruise usually every year. And I've never been on a cruise. I've never been anywhere. I barely have been out of the state, New York State. So I said to myself, I said, I like to do stuff again. I like to ride a bike again. I like to drive a car again. I haven't driven a car in 3 years. I love to drive. I love cars. So I'm laying in the hospital. And I'm thinking to myself, I said, what can I do to change my life? I know I got to eat better. Especially with sugars over 300, 400s. I said, I got to eat better. But I don't eat vegetables. So I said, okay. So I looked and I had somebody came to me with a piece of paper stating what foods have no carbs in them. So I read it. I was like, there's a lot of foods out there that don't have no carbs. A lot of food that I like. So I was starting that. The day I thought about this, I weighed 497 pounds. Okay. And this was 3 months ago.
Assistant 16 window, please. Assistant 16 window.
When I first went to rehab. I weighed 497 pounds. I was 3 pounds shy of 500 pounds. And I said to myself, I said, that's bad. I was like, whoa. And it hit me. I was like, I gotta do better. I have to do better. So I'm looking up motivational speakers just for the hell of it, you know. And there's this guy that came up, and it says Stay Hard by David Goggins. Okay, so I said, this is another schmood that is just going to tell everybody that they're losers, that he's the best, or whatever, you know? So I sat there and I clicked on it. And this man blew my mind. I mean, what he explained and drilling into my head is amazing. I mean, he tells you shit that you won't fucking believe. And the way that he tells his story when he's growing up, I was like, oh my God. This guy's the real deal, you know? He's not a bullshit artist. So, for the last 2 months, I've been doing exactly like the man says. Stay hard. Fuck everybody else. So, that's what I've been doing. I was just weighed this morning. And I weigh 426 pounds. 3 months. And I lost that weight. I lost that weight. And it wasn't because exercise, well, it was, but it was eating right. And it was more mind over matter. And this is what this man teaches you. He teaches you it's not about muscles. It's not about push-ups. It's not about sit-ups. It's not about running. He teaches you that it's all in your fucking head. It's in your fucking head, everybody. All of this is in your fucking head. He says the mind is an incredible machine. He says you just gotta pick it apart at a time, at a certain time. He goes. So I'm sitting there like, damn, this motherfucker got the truth. So I'm looking up more of his shit. I buy his books. I downloaded his fucking Audible. It's more breathtaking than anything I've ever heard in my fucking life. And I've heard a lot of shit. I may not be the smartest motherfucker in the world, or the strongest motherfucker in the world, but this man is. And if you ever want to fucking look him up, his name is David Goggins. And he'll fucking show you a new way of life. Just like he showed me. I'm not gonna go back to that fat motherfucker laying on a chair, sitting in a chair, stuffing my face with friggin' potato chips and Twinkies and shit like that. Fuck no. I started my new life 3 months ago when he fucking showed me that I can change. Not for everybody else, but for me. And if there's anybody that needs the same kick in the fucking ass like he's giving me, look this fucker up. 'Cause he's a badass motherfucker. And I give him every inch of respect that he deserves. I just wanted to say, if he's listening to this, David, you showed me a lot. And I appreciate that. And I'll never forget it. Like you taught me. Stay hard. And that's exactly what I'm gonna fucking do. Fuck everybody else. This is my life. I'm not doing it for anybody else but me. I want to be out there. I want to go on a cruise. I want to fucking drive a car again. I want to be better. I want to live better. So thank you from the bottom of my heart for showing me a new way to live my life. And for everybody else out there, you need to sit back. Or fuck that. You need to stand up. You need to sit there and look at yourself in a mirror and say, You were my demon. Not anymore. I'm your demon, motherfucker. And go after it. Stay hard. And if somebody tells you how to live your life, say, fuck you to that person. Stay hard. Stay smart. Stay hard. And go get it. Thank you. You'll be hearing from me again. Robert Wine, signing out.